FHA loans, they've got a reputation for being exclusively offered to first-time home buyers because of their low down payment options. But did you know that you don't have to be a first-time home buyer to take advantage of an FHA loan? FHA loans are a type of loan that offer the borrower an opportunity to purchase a home without having the large 20% down payment that conventional typically offers. According to an article this year on FHA.com, FHA home loans are for any financially qualified borrower. You don't have to earn a minimum amount of money, and there is no maximum income limit for FHA mortgages. Some loans do have minimum or maximum requirements when it comes to your income, but FHA is not one of those. Your credit history is super important, so make sure that either you're working on getting good credit or you're maintaining your credit if it's already good. Because the better your credit, the better down payment that you can qualify for with FHA. Other requirements that you're gonna see not just in FHA, but are 2 years of job history with the same employer, paying your bills and credit cards, and rent on time. And FHA.com says that the mortgage payment you've qualified for must be approximately 30% of your total monthly gross income. And that's a pretty good general rule of thumb. For example, if you make $3,000 per year, your monthly mortgage shouldn't be above $1,000. That 30% rule will make sure that you're not house poor and only living to pay your mortgage. But what most people assume about FHA loans is that they're just for first-time buyers. This is not true. You can buy multiple properties with FHA loans, but there are some specific guidelines that you have to follow to be able to qualify, especially if you plan to keep the first house and buy a second one. What's typical is that FHA loans are for owner occupants, meaning you are buying the house to live in it. They didn't want to use this FHA program for investors to be able to scoop up rental properties. So if you bought your first property with an FHA loan, can you keep it and buy a second property with an FHA loan too? Under certain circumstances, yes you can. And LendingTree.com has a really helpful article that breaks down what these circumstances are. 1, you are relocating for a new job opportunity. 2, your new home is more than 100 miles away from your current FHA property. 3, you need a bigger home for a growing family. 4, you're getting a divorce and your spouse is staying in the current FHA home. 5, you are a co-signer for an FHA loan. 6, you were a co-borrower for someone else's FHA loan and now you want to buy your own. And 7, you're buying a HUD real estate owned REO property. These situations do come with certain disclaimers and qualifications that you need to meet. So just make darn sure that you're talking with a local lender if you currently have a house you own with an FHA loan and are seeking to get another one with that same type of loan. But make sure you do your homework, because if you can take advantage of that, you have a much lower down payment and thus might be able to get into another house sooner. And the sooner the better, because if you're looking in Florida, everybody's coming here. In fact, almost 700,000 of them have come already. I'm Lindsey Johnson, your resource for all things real estate. See you next time.